Tonight I'm making tacos, beans, and rice for dinner. For my beans, what I'm using is pinto beans. I use some bacon grease, some salt, pepper, chicken stock, garlic powder, cumin, and chili powder. And in this pot is a half a cup of pinto beans. I didn't make a lot because I'm usually the only ones that will eat that. And 1/2 cup will swell, and it's plenty for 1 to 2 people. To that, I added a teaspoon of the bacon grease. Then I added fresh onion, fresh green peppers, and I did not have jalapenos, fresh jalapenos, so I just used some out of a jar. Then I salt, peppered, and then I added chili powder, garlic powder, and cumin to that. And with 1/2 cup of beans, I used a cup and a half of chicken broth. So I'm just going to cover this with my Instant Pot, and I'm going to make sure that my Instant Pot is set to sealing. And this takes about 60 minutes in the Instant Pot for dry beans. And so I'm just going to get manual, and it's already set at 60. And then push... oh, I'm sorry. It'll just automatically start on its own. There it goes. Now, this will set for a couple of minutes until it seals and builds pressure. And then once that builds pressure, then this countdown will start. And in 60 minutes, I'll have beans. And after the beans are done, I'll kind of take a spoon or a meat masher and kind of mash those up a little bit. The way I make my version of Mexican rice is I take a little olive oil and butter, and I put my rice down in it, give it a good stir, and coat it with all the oil and butter, and I'm going to brown this. And now you have to constantly keep stirring this, because if not, it will burn. And I have it at about a medium heat. Taco meat is done. I just use regular Old Paso taco seasoning mix. The only thing that I done different is I added some chili powder, dehydrated onions, and cumin. So I'm just going to keep stirring this until it gets brown, and I'll come back to show you what else I do. Once you've browned your rice, you're going to turn your heat down to low. Now to this, I'm going to add a half of a diced up tomato and 1 cup of chicken stock. You'll want to stand back because this is going to start steaming. I add it slowly, a little bit at a time. Add salt, black pepper, cumin, garlic powder, and onion powder. You're going to give that a good stir. Cover that. Make sure your heat is on low, and that's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. Now that our beans are done, I have to do a quick release. So I'm going to let that release. This will take a couple seconds. And then once the pressure's released, a pin will drop down. And once that pin drops down, I'll be able to open it. Now that the pressure has been released, the pin is dropped, now I can open this. Some of that heat, and there's a lot of steam. There's my beans. Then I'm going to take this. I don't know what this is called. I call it a meat masher. It's usually used for ground beef or chicken to shred it. So then I'm just going to take this and I am going to give this a mash. I don't want to mash all of it. I just want to have a couple of whole-size beans in it, but for the most part, it's going to get a good mash. I still have quite a bit of broth left in this. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put this on saute and let that broth cook down. Let me go down to saute, and that will saute for about 30 minutes, and a lot of that water will be gone by then. And that is how I make my Mexican beans. Oh, and I'll go ahead and show you. Rice is done as well. And there is my version of Mexican rice. When I went to go get my taco shells out of the cupboard, I noticed that I had little bags of Fritos. So instead of making tacos, I'm going to make Frito taco salad. Put Fritos, my beans that I made earlier, taco meat, a little onion, some tomato, some lettuce, a little taco sauce, and I'm not a big fan of sour cream, so I'm not putting sour cream on mine, and some cheese. And then I'm going to take some of my rice that I made earlier, put it on the side, and there you have Frito taco salad and Mexican rice.